Alright, so welcome back to another video on how to become a business consulting freelancer, and especially looking at the section 4 from this Zero to Mastery course made by Paul Mendes, where here I'm looking at how to conduct research and gather quality data and recognize that how powerful data is because it can help you to inform, persuade, reinforce your point of view, but also can be misleading. So, especially when you're conducting a research for a consulting project, it is important to understand what are the most valuable type of source. First party data, data that comes from the company itself, which sometimes or most of the time they are behind to an NDN agreement, non-disclosure agreement. So once you agree to sign that up, well, you can now look at the data, look at far data, far back data as they have, and see what they have done in the past, how they have been performing, and how you can provide your suggestions. So the other is the secondary data or the from trust sources. So this type of data is collected by different type of source, whether it's paid or not, but it's very beneficial because it comes for trustworthy source, so credible source that they have a great record, they are not anonymous, they made or they have done research report, peer review, and then you look at the aggregate source data that the quality of it is not that good, especially because some of the time they might be behind some paywall, or you may not know every single author of that. But in any case, it's important to recognize that they exist, okay? And especially when you're conducting a research, take notes of, of from the first party data and the second party data, okay? And when it comes to conduct the research, well, remember from a broad perspective, play devil advocate with yourself because things are not black and white. Take notes and keep record of every source you obtain while gathering quality and relevant data, and check out your sources. So where does this data come from? Do you know who the author really is? Uh, Check for the grammar in a particular website. You are collecting data from a website that perhaps something feels a little fishy. Uh, and don't forget to circle back with the client, especially for that, right? So the other is the case of study, especially once you know all of this, okay? This broad perspective from the bigger picture, okay, on uh, gather quality data and how to conduct the research. Now is going to look at an example of it or a use case study, specifically from the marketing perspective when looking at a tourist website. So Paul Mendes provided this set of guidelines when he made that research. Okay, first they look at their website, understand the product and service, and then going to be specific by looking at the prices, the categories, the company reviews, uh, what makes this company unique, because this is something that I'm going to use in the future in my consulting suggestions. So once you conduct the research based on the website brand, how much they charge, their pricing, uh, product and service, what makes it unique. Then when you look at the secondary data to make a comparative analysis, uh, to look at the first party data in this case. If you can have access to that, you look at the first party data to see what they have done in the past, how they have been performing, and collect all of this data as keywords. Why? Because when you conduct the competitor analysis, this is something very, very helpful. And this is now when you jump to a secondary data or this from trust sources to figuring out who the other author in that industry or who the other players in that industry are in that area. Okay, see what they're doing, and based on the keyword research you made with the first party data and with the second party data, now put that on the keyword research or this keyword tool or this online keyword tool, right? To get a broad perspective and a clear idea of what's going on in that industry. Okay, uh, and then on top of this keyword research, which is something here, right? So on top of this keyword research, now you look at that industry from a broad perspective by looking at their world news uh, to get some relevant and up-to-date data, and also to understand how sorry, and also to understand how can I apply everything that I researched to what is most likely to work today. And that also includes is look at how that industry is adapting to regulations and where this industry is going. So because of that, okay, I make a quick practice, okay, in my case of building a POC e-commerce with Nox, Vue, and headless CMS structure. Again, this is most likely based on an implementation, but again, the whole idea here is uh, to know to get, to get to conduct a research on this POC, right? E-commerce, the Vue, Nox, and headless CMS. First, to from the business perspective, see how you can conduct a research, and then from the technical aspect, what you can apply, right? So what I'm doing here is just combining is the business aspect and the technology aspect, which is very, very helpful and important, especially if you are a consultant business or if you are a business consultant, indeed. So that's exactly what we did here, okay? So conduct a research from the e-commerce, okay? So conduct a research on the e-commerce. That's exactly what we're doing here. Conducting a research on the e-commerce and see how we can apply it or see how can we create that on Notes with Vue and headless CMS. So from the technical aspect, all right? But understanding is that industry, the important thing, right? So understanding that industry, and the industry here is the e-commerce. Okay, so e-commerce, according to Amazon, is a transaction of good and service on the internet. So is your city bustling center, or if your bustling city center or your brick and mortar shop convert into zeros and one. on the internet superhighway. So Shopify mentioned that whether e-business refers to all aspects of operating an online business, e-commerce specifically refers to the transaction of goods and service on the internet. So that's what it is, e-commerce. It refers specifically to the transactions of goods and service according to Shopify in Amazon, right? All right. And there are several types of e-commerce that also is bound to the business model. So first, I look at the business to consumers, which is the most common. Okay, so business offer products or service to consumers, such as online retailers like Amazon, Target, or Walmart in the U.S. Uh, Digital marketplace. So now consumers can purchase to individuals or small business for good and service on digital marketplace that uh, companies made, such as Etsy or eBay. Subscription service, consumers can subscribe or can sign up to uh, a monthly or yearly service, such as meal um, meal delivery service, right? Such as meal delivery service or online streaming, such as Netflix and uh, yeah, such as Netflix or Spotify. You also have online booking or online travel booking, so that consumers can book a flight or a hotel or a car in place like Expedia or yeah, are online in websites from Expedia, Booking.com, or Airbnb. And the other is online food ordering, something that I use vastly to reduce the amount of time that I need to dedicate to that logistic, okay? Online food ordering and delivery. So I don't need to do that. So instead, I can dedicate time is, for example, on this type of content, right? So me talking to the camera and understand and talk out loud about what are the different uh, business models, right? So e-commerce business model. So online food ordering and delivery. So consumers can order food from restaurants online, such as Dashdoor or Uber Eats. Grubhub is another. Grubhub is another. I don't know if this is. I don't know how popular is this. Okay. I don't know how popular is this. It seems it's widely popular, but because I not live there, so you know, because I not live in the U.S., it's like okay, Grubhub, okay, Grubhub. So in South America, you have this Rappi, Pedidos Ya, Uber Eats, you name it, you name it. Okay, Grubhub, okay, Grubhub. So okay, so Grubhub, Uber Eats, and DoorDash, right? And this is just for business to consumers. So another business model is the business to business, where now business offer is digital platforms or they sell the product and service to other business. Then you have digital marketplace or online marketplace, such as Alibaba, uh, Amazon eBay, Amazon e-business, or Amazon business, eBay business, right? IDI, EDI, electronic data interchange process, such as purchase order or invoice were traditionally made by paper, were traditionally made on paper. Now it is done electronically through these IDI systems, among other business operations, right? So you have electronic data interchange, supplier portals. So very large business set up online supply portal to streamline their supplier change and procurement process. So this procurement process are things that a company or yeah that a business purchase or sells at scale to get a good bid for that. So you have here is the Walmart supplier portals or SAP Arriva network. Wholesale e-commerce where now manufacturers and distributors sell the product and service or the products to other business online, such as Uline and Gringer. Right? So if you look at this, Uline here, and Uline, Uline, and Gringer. Okay, Polybag, Green Terminals, General Supply. Exactly. So it's now these manufacturers or distributors sell their products to other business. This is wholesale e-commerce. Wholesale e-commerce for same-day shipping. So you have your line for other technology they use, Angular, of course, or Gringer. Or Gringer, industry supplier, like this, right? So is it? Gringer use Vue. I recall that way. No, no, it used Adobe. hmm So they have the catalog here. They take a lot of and because the way how they show this data is through PDF. It's like it's like exactly. They show this data through PDF. Exactly. The product index, and they have all of this. What if I want to do? Okay. Yeah, it's a PDF. They store this for PDF, and you cannot is edit this allegedly, right? And they have a huge collection of holy. Yeah, so they just reinvent. They didn't reinvent too much the wheel, right? It's like, yeah, business will going to buy this, Wall-mounted cigarette receptacle, okay, stainless steel ashtrays, a stainless steel ashtray, cigarette receptacle drums and lids. So okay, but again, this is for the wholesale e-commerce, right? So now manufacturers or distributors sell their product to business, like Gringer or Uline. Okay, in business to business payment solution. So payment providers like PayPal try to provide business to business payment solution to allow business to send and receive payment. Okay, so this is from the business to business, in the most common example of business to business, right? The other is the consumer to business, which is where I am right now, and I want to move from that because actually this is not sustainable. But in any case, um, this consumer to business is now consumers offer the products or service to business, like freelance work, where consumers uh, sell their service to business, such as freelance writing, web development, graphic design on platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, or Freelance. Okay, so you have online service. Now consumers can participate in paid service for market research purposes, such as SurveyMonkey, uh, user-generated content. Now consumers can create and sell their products, their digital content to business, such as stock, such as photos, video, or music in platforms like Shutterstock, iStock, or Audio Jungle. Okay, Audio Jungle is more for audio, iStock is more for video, if I recall that right, and Shutterstock is for photos, right? But again, it's now the consumers who sell their digital content. It's an online, relative free stocks. iStock is for video, photos. It's like this. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Very exactly. So it's now it's basically it's selling your image. It's basically selling your image, right? But this is another business here. Again, the consumer to business. So consumers now sells their own digital content to business, just photo, video, or yeah, such as photo, videos, or music on platforms like Shutterstock, iStock, the audio for video and photos, or Audio Jungle for music, right? Jingles. Uh, Consumers can raise funds from or for their projects and service, such as crowdfunding, like Indiegogo, Kickstarter, and now consumers can price their quota. Consumers can submit a price quota for products and service to business, such as uh, price line or name your price. Right? It's like reverse auctions. This three business model, especially from business to consumer, this is important at least to understand because now you can shift now you can identify where you are and where would you like to be a more sustainable business, right? So yes, freelance work is something that you can start at the beginning with, and then you have to move on to another things. Basically, you have to move on to a more sustainable business. Perhaps you are going to offer a digital product, the digital content is there, but that is the whole idea here. And also, it is funny because dedicating time to this, okay, set me a record of someone that have dedicated time to this, and now that and also that I have to to provide value to get real uh, feedback from the market. So right now I'm dedicating this time to this, which is not bad. Okay, recording myself, improving my communication skills, and also from the business aspect as well, and combine it with technology. Okay, so that put me in a on edge or in this competitive advantage. Yeah, that put me in this competitive advantage because now you're not able to talk about English and play English, but with business people or uh, tech savvy, but also you can bring value to them, and of course for a price. This is something interesting. This is very interesting because right now what I'm doing is just building my brand based on my own interests. So at the moment is with the technology. It all started with the technology, by the way. Then I move on to a business aspect here, and then combine to finance as well. And specifically with the business, uh, look at the whole theory to become a business consulting freelancer. But then, after I end this course, I will go now to be a business analytic with Python. It's like, okay, now that you know all the theory and the knowledge, it is time to put that in practice. Focus now on the execution. Okay, well, actually, what I'm doing here is focus myself is on the execution. So yeah, and then I look at the other uh, type of business model, such as government to business, where you have here public procurement portals. So now government agency provide a online platforms to business. So now government agencies provide online platform for business to bid on government contracts, such as the Federal Business Opportunity, the FBO, the Federal Business Opportunity in the United States, and the UK Government Contract Finder Service. When I look at the FBO, it was what the hell? It was like what the hell is this? FBO now moved to SAN, something like that, and they live under the this domain. FBO now moved to SAN.gov. They, I know what they're doing there. It's like yeah, Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam. What is the story of Uncle Sam? It's like Uncle Sam. Yeah, what is the story of Uncle Sam? It all started from during the Second World War, right? I think it is. Colombia, female personification of America by American illustrator Paul Sartre. And Colombia. GM Flags. James Montgomery Flagg was an American artist, comic artist, and illustrator. It is very powerful how he created this image of Uncle Sam. 1970 poster was based on the original British Lord Kitchener and was based on the original post because exactly this it is based on recruitment. This is based on recruitment, but uh, by the British. London opinion. The London opinion. Your king country needs you and listen now. I really love to born in a place where there is no king. Now there is a collective of king, aka an aristocracy. Right? But it's not just one, just a bunch of them. Okay. He's not a great man, he's a great poster. He's not a great man, he's a great poster. It's like, okay. Margaret was a British socialite author. She was married to H. Ashby, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, until his death. Okay. One of the most iconic and enduring images of the World War One. Exactly. So they base on this. So much of the thing from the U.S. at least well, 3 years early, it was used to recruit soldiers for both World War One and World War Two into the U.S. Army. I want you for U.S. Army. But now people have changed because back then there's a lot of people they don't even know how to read. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, they don't know how to read. Interesting. So Uncle Sam in Colombia in 1869. Uncle Sam, Thanksgiving dinner. What is a motherfucking Uncle Sam? With the Chinese? Okay. Universal suffrage. Mm. But what is the Uncle Sam? It is you? I think it must be you. Okay. Map of China. Oh my god. This is definitely. Oh my god. This is definitely not a good image. Oh. That's definitely not a good image from the US right now. You know, it's like Uncle Sam needs that extra shovelful. Tell Uncle Sam to win the war. Oh my gosh. I get it, man. Okay, so Uncle Sam was based on another post, was based on a British recruitment post that now it was used on, yeah, that now it was used on, uh, now it, so this Uncle Sam poster. It was based on the British recruitment poster for both the first, the World War One and the World War Two. Okay, there's a lot of propaganda, man. Again, a lot of propaganda. But now you know what? Uh, Everybody's creating their own propaganda. That's the most pretty fucked up thing. That's the most. Anyway, so that's Uncle Sam. I just want to know who made that, uh, based on what, based on what it was created and when it was created. Okay, so Uncle Sam. So Uncle Sam, it was created in 1973, based 1917, based on a British recruitment poster that was used in the World War First, the World War One, the World War Two. Okay, but in any case, now going back here, okay, I'm looking at the example of government to business model. Well, you have public procurement, government agency uh, provides online portal for business to bid on government contract, okay, such as FBO, the Federal Business Opportunity in the United States, and the UK government contract finder service. In the UK government contract finder service, right? Mhm. Tax filing and payment. Okay. Okay. And the UK government contract finance service. So tax filing and payment. Now governments provide online tax filing and payment systems for business. Right, okay, such as electronic federal tax payment system in the United States or HMR revenue and custom online service in the UK. Okay, so for tax filing and payment, so governments provide tax filing and payment system for business like electronic federal tax payment system. Okay, electronic tax electronic electronic federal tax payment system in the United States or HM Revenue and Customs online service in the UK. HM Revenue and Customs. Okay. HM Revenue and Customs. Mm, service you can use with your HMRC online account. HMRC service, sign in or register. Mm, once you have registered, you can sign in for things like your personal or business tax account, self-assessment, corporation tax, pay for employees, and VAT. What is VAT? No, yeah, what is that? No, no. What is that? Value add tax. Okay. Okay. Value add tax, pay for employers, self assessment, corporation tax. So once you have registered, you can sign in for things like your personal or business tax account. Mm, You can sign in for things like your personal or business tax account, self assessment, corporation tax, paying for employers, and VAT. Service with a different login. There's a different way to sign in for. Mm, So, business, government to business. So, you have different example of this business model, such as procurement to portals or procurement to service. Okay. Public procurement portal, where government's agency provides online platform for business to bid on government contracts, such as the FBO, the Federal Business Opportunity, and the UK government contract finder service. Mm. The other is tax filing and payment. So many governments provide online tax filing and payment system for business. Okay. So many governments provide online tax filing and payment system for business, such as the electronic federal tax payment system in the US and the BIS and the HM revenue, mm, or the HM revenue and custom online service in the UK. Mm, Interesting, interesting, very, 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 very interesting. So again, they provide you tax filing and payment system. They provide online tax filing and payment system for business, such as business tax account, corporation tax, pay for employees, and VAT, VAT, value add taxes. Mm, mm. Value add taxes. That was a tax where Jesus, fucking Christ. There was a tax on yeah, there was a tax. Jesus, uh, there was a tax on okay licensing and permit application. So business can often apply for license. VAT was a tax or VAT are widely applied on Venezuela and in places like South America as well, as a way for governments to collect money from consumers. Because at the end of the day, it's not the business that is paying for that. It's ultimately the consumer that is paying that business model. Anyway, licensing and permit application. Okay, licensing and permit application. Business and now government can again provide license and permit online, such as food service license or building permit. Licensing and permit applications. Okay, so business can often apply for licensing, or this is the two perspectives where you can talk about it. Is our government provide these licenses to business. This license and permits online, such as food, such as food service or building permits. Exactly. So food service license or building permit. Okay. So license and permit applications, customer custom clearance, and international trade. So government provide online service to facilitate cross-border trade, such as electronic custom clearance or export declaration. Mhm. So custom clearance and international trade is not governments provide online service to facilitate cross-border trade because after all they are the ones who are controlling. Uh, but behind the scenes is uh, the corporations and the media. But in any case, that's another story for that's a whole another story for another video. So that's another whole story for other video. But here is this: so custom clearance and international trade. So government provide online service to facilitate cross-border trade. It is funny because now this cross-border trade with things like the freelance work or this up on platforms like Upwork and things like that. Uh, mhm, 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 mhm. So custom clearance and international trade. So now, so governments provide online service. This is exactly what happened with a lot of the deaf shops or agency on Europe or yeah, in Europe or or in the US, right? So they have now tied to their geographical talent pool. But with in place like Upwork, well, they bring to close that gap, okay? But again, because now you are your own business, now you have to deal with it. Okay, so you have to. It's because there is no government here. That's one of the things with these platforms. For Upwork, yeah, the government still apply, and they need to complain, to comply about that. That's one of the reasons why in 2020 they enforce you to give the tax payment and tax authority. So yeah. Mhm. Again, we're entering here in a new domain, at least for me. So to make it clear, make it simple, okay? The other is business registration and incorporation. Many governments allow business to register or incorporate online, such as Company House in the UK or the US Small Business Administration business formation page. Company House in the US, in the UK, or the US Small Business Administration. Formation based. Why they need to add small? That's very funny to me, right? It's like, why do they need to add small? The word small in there. Small business administration. Business formation. Statistic. Um, business formation and statistic. Business formation and statistic. Oh, okay, but this is a master degree. Okay, it's like advanced report durable good, new residential sales, single family house, select risk, service revenue, new residential construction. What the hell? Okay, probably own housing stock. Time series trend charts, red economy data. Okay, okay. So that is for business registration and incorporation. Okay. Okay. Let me see if I can go on with this. I think I can. Okay. So this example of government to business, all right? Procuramental portals, tax filing and payment, custom licensing, licensing, licensing. So licensing and permit applications, custom clearing and international trade, and business registration and incorporation. Okay, so from this you have is business in business registration and incorporation, inter custom clearance and international trade, permit licensing and permits applications, tax filing and payment tax filing and payment, and public procurement portals. Okay, okay. So that'll be all for this video. Uh, so take care. Bye bye.